Good morning to you and welcome to Life and Style Relationship Wednesday. I am Chris J. Atemo, your host, and we are on the segment This Is As Well. This is where we talk to couples about their love stories, their journey, and we get inspiration from them. Today, I'm talking to Cate and Dennis. Well, they call themselves the Dennises. We'll try to find out what their surname is, and they say they are Mr. and Mrs. Dennis. And I'm here with Cate. Dennis is doing the serving. Cate, how are you?
I'm fine.
You're right?
Yes, I'm good.
What's this about? Normally, in most places, the lady would be doing the serving, and the gentleman will be sitting with me. It's different here.
Yes.
Is that what you call servant leadership? Or?
Yes, it's servant leadership.
Right.
And he started it even when we were dating.
Okay.
And it was quite impressive.
Right.
It's something that really won my heart because it showed me that he can be humble.
Okay.
Yes, and he has a humble heart. That's one of the aspects that made me fall in love with him.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay. You people have been married for about 3 years?
Yes.
All right.
Yes.
And he's been doing this for 3 years?
Yes.
Dennis, you got to sit down.
He has been doing that for 3 years. Even when the baby came, he's been there. He's been helpful. He's been handy. And I'm just grateful for that.
Because, you know, sometimes when men see this kind of thing, when I hang out with men, then they hear a man doing certain kind of things, they say, you're making us look bad. You're making men look bad.
Not really. You know, when you go to the scripture where marriage started, God said, I'll make you a helper. So, you know, if you are the one in charge, then you have to train the helper on what to do. So that's what I'm basically doing.
So tell me, how did you people meet? And how long ago was that?
We met way back in 2013. That was in January 2013. We were serving in church.
Okay.
And
I seem to keep on meeting people who were serving in church.
oh, that's good. There was a program at that time in the church that was basically to give people platforms to serve in church. So we were going through various departments of ministry in church, and at last you choose where you feel best and you serve there. So it was during that program that we got to meet.
Okay.
Yeah, we were classmates.
All right.
Yeah. After that, now we had to go to work. That was outside Nairobi.
Yeah.
Now while there, that's when things changed. I think we were in a common place. Okay. So we will interact like every time.
All right.
From morning to evening. So she got to know me better, I got to know her better. You know, back when we were in Nairobi in class, it would be easier, you know, I would be someone else during that time and then get back to the real me after class.
There wasn't potential of us being boyfriend and girlfriend or husband and wife, because that's not what we saw of each other. The qualities were not there, but you know, God has a funny way of opening our eyes.
Exactly.
When you talk about qualities, what do you mean? You had your list of the kind of person you were, and he had his list, and he didn't fit into your list.
He didn't fit into my list, though I didn't know. You see, he would not have fit in my list because I didn't know a lot about him yet. Right. You know, so there are things about him that I knew later. Is when I was like, oh, you fit in my list so perfectly. Shame on me, you know? Yeah.
All right. Tell me about your first date.
There are very limited places that you can go out for a date. So we didn't have lots of options. And I remember I just asked her, would you like going out with me? And she was like, where are we going in this place? There are no places that we can go. So we went for what we can call the best of that particular area, and we had a simple meal. It was just chips and soda. Yeah, because that is the best that could be given in that place.
Okay.
Yeah, and it was nice. It was interesting. She enjoyed it. She was like, it may look simple, but it means a lot to me, especially in this place.
Was there the awareness, the consciousness that something was beginning to...
Yes.
He
there
had
was
already...
the awareness and the consciousness, because now I had seen the qualities in him. At the same time, I had really prayed and I told God, you know, I don't want to lead myself into a relationship and I'm not ready, you know, those kind of things. And I just wanted to be in a godly relationship.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what is it that made you comfortable eventually? What are the qualities that made you comfortable to relate with him?
But one of the things that made me comfortable was that he was humble.
Okay.
He was a humble man.
Well, you stated that in
Yes.
the beginning when you were
The
saying.
second thing that I loved about him is that he knows how to cook.
Wow.
He knows how to cook. And the third thing is that he is gifted and he is creative.
Okay.
Yes.
What is it that you saw in Cate and felt like, I need to take this to the next level?
This lady, I until now, I'll say that she's the smartest lady I've ever met. And you know, it took us interacting for me to get to know her. Many are the times that she has advised me on things that when I followed her advice, they worked. When I compare that to when I led myself, things used to go wrong most of the time. Yeah, number two, actually, which would have been number one? You can all see her. She's pretty, yeah. She's beautiful, and that really attracted me. And I think I had to go out from the comfort zone, I'll say the city of the comfort zone, to be able to see that. And one thing she didn't mention was, I think, the kind of dressing that she used to do while we were in the city. She was a tomboy. So for that reason, I didn't see a wife in her. There was nothing that could convince me that this one can be a wife. But now when we left and went out there, she changed how she was dressing. And I saw, behold, the bride.
How long did you date?
We dated, was it for a year? Yeah, for a year. Actually, it started on the 13th of November, which happens to be our anniversary.
Right.
Exactly, we chose that date for that particular reason. And on 14th of January 2015, that was my birthday. That's when I proposed.
Wow.
Yeah.
So you were having a birthday thing going on?
Yeah.
She planned it. I didn't know there was anything for me. So it was a surprise she planned for me. And on the other hand, I was also planning something that she didn't know. So we surprised each other.
Okay. How was that, Kate?
It was nerve-wracking. I mean, I didn't expect, because in my mind, I'm such a planner. So in my mind, I knew it would be the end of the year or the next year.
Right.
So when he popped the question, I was like, are you serious? Now? Okay. And in front of people. And then I was...
Do you take surprise as well?
No.
You don't?
No. But the good thing is that we were a small company of friends, so I didn't feel so shy, and I just said, okay, yes, what is left to do?
So after your proposal, how was the wedding preparation like, and how long did that take?
It took, was it 11 months? Yeah, for the preparations. But we had to come back to Nairobi and do the preparations, which we did everything ourselves. We didn't have a committee. Yeah, that's the instruction that we had.
Okay.
Don't do a committee, you just do everything on yourself. So the only thing that we did was mobilize a few friends in terms of you will help in this and that, and that's all.
All right.
Yeah.
So you raised your resources by yourself?
Exactly.
We raised our resources for ourselves. We made our wedding card.
Our wedding card,
which happens to be up there.
Exactly. Yeah.
We also did our own.
It wasn't huge, right?
It was huge. Okay.
It was.
We expected a few,
Okay.
but people came.
Our budget was very small,
Yes.
but people came and they made it bigger than what we had planned.
Yes.
Alright.
Yeah, because like the things that we had planned to use, they were like, no, this one is small. You'll have to increase either the quantity of the same, of which now stretch the budget.
Okay.
Yeah, but they sorted it themselves. Whoever will come on board and feel like we need to add this, they will source for that.
All right.
Yeah.
So you had a good network of friends, right?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes,
Okay.
we had a good network of friends. Flowers costed almost 3,000.
A whole
and it
pickup
was
actually.
beautiful. Deco, we bought our own decorations. And on on a Thursday, because our wedding was on Friday, on a Thursday we decorated the church, went home.
Getting into the marriage, you know, the two of you had been in the field, you're missionaries, you're dealing with other people, you've got certain common goals that were bringing you together. Then now you're in marriage. You're living in the same house. You're dealing with each other every day. How has that been?
Oh, it wasn't easy.
Especially with Kate, especially with the joker coming into your house now?
At least we had dated, and I realized, yes, he jokes, but he can also be serious.
Right.
So I think I wanted him to be more serious, you know. But when we got married, I gotten used to his jokes.
The two of you work together. For some couples, that's very natural. But it is not a guarantee for every couple that they can work together. Tell me how that is for you.
Yes. For us, I think it's easy, because I think the only part that's not easy for Dennis is waking me up. I think that's the only part that's not easy for him. But once I wake up, I'm ready to go. We're good to go for the rest of the day. And I enjoy working with him. I enjoy being by his side when he's making decisions. I enjoy even just that few minutes of, okay, let's put this thing aside, how you doing, you know, just to check in on each other.
Are there those moments where you felt like, okay, that's not Dennis, my husband, that's my colleague talking? Are there those moments where you feel there's been a switch, like there's a decision that needs to be made that is work related, and the person is so consumed in the work that they forget they're even talking to the wife?
Yeah, there are. And many times they happen. No, there are those decisions that you can plan from the house and agree by the time you get to work. But there are those that are random, they just happen when you're there. And you find yourself on this side and she's on the other side. And at times you feel like, I thought you are in the same team. You should be backing me in this. But I'm seeing it's like you are supporting so and so in this. But now after that, we'll definitely sit down and she'll be like, you see, you're not seeing it from this angle. So after we explain to each other, you understand that they were not being against you, but they were just helping you to come up with something better.
How do you balance so that I know this sometimes is a question that couples would have. How do you balance when you're working together so that one person does not feel their thoughts are suppressed or their ideas are suppressed, just taking advantage? For example, if Dennis is making a lot of the decisions, then he's just thinking, that's my wife, she's supposed to support, based on what he just brought up. And then you have your own view to it. How do you balance so that one person does not feel that they're being left out in the decision making?
Well, for me, I'd say that when I respect the office he is in, so if he makes a decision, we haven't talked about it, but he has made that decision, I will follow it. But if we're having we're in a meeting and people are throwing opinions and all that, and he has his own opinion, I have my opinion, I'll speak out my opinion. But as long as I am serving under him, if he comes up with a decision, even if we haven't spoken about it, I will just agree.
If she disagrees with you, there's a meeting, there's several people over there, then she has her own opinion, and that opinion was very strong, but it is contrary to what you were saying, and then you're insisting on what you want to say, and she's insisting, and so everybody is sitting over there watching and saying, wow, this is interesting, because like, it never happened.
We haven't found ourselves in that situation, but as I said earlier, she's a wise lady. Okay. And sometimes when it comes to that point, I take a step back. And I tend to listen more to what she's saying, and probably by the end of it, we'll still go with what she's saying, because it will be the best decision, or rather idea, that she has come up with.
How do you keep your marriage, how do you keep the friendship? You work together, you guys started by fasting, you guys have always been doing spiritual stuff. So what is it that you do to keep your people as lovers? You know, what are your fun activities? What are your hobbies? What do you do?
Okay, I like what I've said. What are the hobbies? That question. We have made it intentional in our hobbies, the things that we like to do. However small they are, we do them together. I enjoy cooking, and nowadays she's actually the best cook. She didn't say that, she was giving me all the compliments. She's now the best cook. But because I still love cooking, we'll always be together in the kitchen. There are other things like...
Even with the baby in there?
Even with the baby. We actually always there, all of us.
Yeah.
Yeah, the three of us. We're always there doing whatever we're doing there.
Yeah, and that's one of the things when we were dreaming and saying we want to, when we are family, we wanted that we'll be able to cook with our children. So even now that she's still young, but we still go to the kitchen with her. Yeah.
Yeah, and other things like when the baby came, you know, there are things like changing diapers and all that. I know for most men it will be a woman thing, but I do it. I enjoy it because I'm bonding with my daughter, and at that time she's always there. So we are always intentional on staying friends. Yeah.
You don't have those issues of, honey, can you wake up and check out on the baby?
No,
But
they
not
might
an
be
issue.
there. They are not an issue. They are. We have put it as this is our responsibility.
Exactly.
We are a family. About the baby, the baby didn't come. I didn't have a baby miraculously. Although we did something, so the baby came. So we are both responsible.
Yeah,
if the baby needs food, we feed the baby. If the baby needs to be changed, the baby needs to be changed. You know, yeah. Other than some of the things that I say specifically, I want to do. Not that I don't want him to do, but I specifically want to do. Other than that, we share the activity, the responsibilities. One of the things we have really enjoyed and we have done to keep our friendship alive is that we take time off.
Yeah.
We take time off together. We take time off with the baby. We go, you know,
out.
even if we just go out, we go for a drive, we go eat something, come back, we go for pool, you know, we go for swimming, and at the same time we also go out for outreach, because that's also one of the things that brought us together even closer. And I realized, you have a strong, yes, you have a strength.
That's hanging up.
Yes, for us, for me, it's like he has a strength in outreach that I do not have. So when I see it, I am able to now try to take it in so that I can learn and start practicing. And he might also see something that I'm doing that he hasn't mastered, and he takes it in. So for us, it's not just about bonding, it's also about growing in the things that we are doing.
I think what I pick from this story is that for you the fun is the person.
Yes.
Exactly.
It's not a place, it's not a thing, it's the person.
That's
So as long as the other person is there. All right. Dennis, your last words.
My last words, for the person that is looking forward to get into marriage, what I'll tell them is that marriage is work. So anyone that is thinking of getting into it, you have to be prepared to work for it. If you want the best marriage, then you have to work for it.
Okay.
And as for the men who are watching out there, what I will tell you is that be humble.
All right.
Humility is a key thing in marriage, especially coming from men. I know the society has taught us to be the one there, the one who is talking and giving or making all the decisions, but there are times that we have to learn to listen from our wives. They are wise.
Love without conditions. It's not about he always leaves his socks there or you don't like something about them. Love them the way they are. And lastly, forgive.
Okay.
Forgive.
That's part of the loving unconditionally.
Yes.
Well, I know that the ladies will be very excited about what Dennis just said, that, you know, the men need to be humble and all of that. So I know that will be trending. Well, all the men, you heard what Dennis said, and all the ladies, well, love unconditionally. I think that applies more to the ladies, you know, forgive. We men, we got so many issues, you know, so you gotta forgive us. This has been This Is Us. I'll be right back after a short break. We'll talk to Pastor Chris.